Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in a state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Together, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Preparing the way. Preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war cry. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and cry. And do build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jah, we love Jah, Rastafari, we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just a tie and I say watch your man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime, fight down war and crime, Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, and we love Jah, me love Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, me love Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ Twink.
The missiles continue to fly, people continue to die, the markets are down, energy prices are up, while misinformation is going at supersonic speed. Aren't you just fed up of the propaganda from both sides in the war? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the front line of social justice, where we look at the trouble the world has just got itself into. This evening, we'll also be talking to Dr. Frey and Dr. Barbs in relation to the Cornwall Regional Hospital tent that we should have had from last month that is still nowhere to be in the refugee camp of what Cornwall Regional Hospital has become. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us, to my community of parity and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening and welcome. Good evening to the Americans. Good evening to the Pigraylis on the other end of the Iranian missile. Good evening to you all. How do everybody? All right. Debbie Jarvis TV, good evening. Good evening. Colleen, Monica Wills, Charlotte Reed, Gloria Morris, good evening. Laverne Bros, Suzette Williams, good evening. Good evening and welcome. Vernon Mitchell, Evan Miller, Daphne Jackson, good evening to the silent listeners. Good evening, Barbara Simpson. Like and share the live for us, please. Like and share the live for, when I call Donald Trump, Pete Heges, and Marco Rubio, if you know, please. While on I walk past Donald Trump, Pete Heges, and Marco Rubio, touch them on their shoulder and tell them, say, look over there, so somebody over there, so I talk to you. We won't even talk about the blonde Bondi. We won't even go there for the blonde Bondi. You know, that one that doesn't know whether she's an attorney general, a liar, a thief, a criminal. We won't even go there. And the only reason why I mention the blonde Bondi In the case of what Donald Trump got himself into, governments who are following the orders and the rules would normally take an advice from their attorney general or them justice department. No, not Donald Trump. Lynette Jenkins, how are you? No, not Donald Trump. But to Donald Trump, Pete Heges, and Marco Rubio, try and stick to one thing, even though the one thing doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if we don't stick to one thing, because the war already illegal. We knew that. Uno know before uno go. Uno ongo go pan bullyism. So to be finding a way now to blame Iran, sometime looking back 50 years. Sometime you all are looking back 50 years as to what Iran has done wrong in a bid to justify illegal action. Stick to one illegal thing. We've heard different things from Marco Rubio, different from Trump, different from Pete Heges. Just stick to one of the illegal sin thing. Because whichever one of them want to advance, all of them illegal. Regime change, whether the people them must suffer, whether he's a terrorist, the country is a terrorist, the regime is a terrorist, the regime have nuclear bomb, the regime have ballistic this. Stick to one thing. You dancing all over the place is telling us that you're panicking. And that panic is separate to what is going on in relation to the Pentagon when it comes to war strategy. This panic we're talking about is in relation to the political fallout, because there's many fallouts in this for the Americans. You have the political fallout, you have the military fallout, you have the friendly fallout, you have the economic fallout. So there's many fallout here. But the panic with Donald Trump and Marco Rubio is mostly centered on the political fallout. Now, this is mid-term and an election year for Donald Trump. Donald Trump basically went back on most of his promises that he got elected on, in particularly the waging war that Donald Trump has been on since elected, knowing said that one of the main thing him get elected on to stop the war, stop bleed the budget, stop killing lives. This is the worst war America has gone into. George Bush and Barack Obama, them war, where did have some form of planning and strategy to it. We see that these wars never end until America have to pick up and run out of Afghanistan with man in a shupata and bicycle with AK pan them back and run them down. And we did see them a hang pan fence and plane wing and something there. We don't know if you remember and if you don't access the same thing there. So there's a big fallout to come in the midterm election in November. Now that not can, but will lead to Donald Trump impeachment for a third time in the House of Representatives. How much they'll manage to turn the Senate to have him removed if he's not moved by the 25th amendment before November, then that's a massive political fallout for him, because Donald Trump base is shedding fast as we speak. His base is becoming more and more angry as we speak. So there's a huge political fallout that is bedeviling Donald Trump and his team right now. So they're running all over the place trying to give a justification as to why they went to war with Iran. There is no justification. It doesn't matter how we put it, how we spin it, want to come up with what blame centered upon Iran. There is absolutely no justification that anybody else than white nationalists will accept. Only the white nationalists of America and Europe accept the explanation that Britain and America and Israel keep giving in this war. We're taking defensive action. We're taking preemptive strike. How is it that we're taking preemptive strike and defensive action? Who threatened you? Who threatened you? Because you went all the way across the world to tell with somebody had threatened you. I've been how you do. You went all the way across the world to tell with somebody had threatened you. Then now you have with the political fallout already. You have the military fallout. What caused this? The war was not planned. It was not strategized. How long it was planned for? The aftermath. What happens after we cut off the head of the snake and the body start to wiggle all over the place? What's the after plan? Strategically, the Americans weren't prepared to be fighting on so many fronts that the Iranian has opened up for them. All of their reserves and resources that they were planning to depend on in the Middle East, in the Gulf states, to continue to stretch out the war, all of those things get damaged very early. Moving assets to those regions while you're moving asset away for them for further not get damaged is impossible, because you're in reach. There's nowhere to hide from the Iranian missile because them reach all the way up to Europe already. So there's nowhere for you to hide from them. So how is it that the bigger force what Trump is talking about coming, how is it you're going to accomplish that while you're picking up whatever is left of the depletion of your army, of whatever you have out there, and move them out of the way of Iranian missile? And they don't even start fling the one them far as see it. So there's a huge military fallout for America, because America don't have the power to end this war. Donald Trump is talking about putting boots on the ground in Iran. What will be our holla? What will be our holla for the Americans putting boots on the ground? in Iran. I mean, America's choice at the moment, and this is why I tell you this, America, because a lot of our black children are going to die in your illegal war. The best time to wave the white flag, America, is now, while you have the opportunity to. You already see where the war is going. There's a reason why Donald Trump from Sunday is talking about peace deal. Him ready to go back around the table. We never prepare militarily, strategically for what is happening. And to get back on track, Donald Trump, in the middle of chaos, it can be really difficult, especially when you have such a depletion of your resources and assets across the region. Because you can't get back asset in the region before you rebuild it. So you're on a back foot in the war already. This is a huge fallout, military fallout for the Americans. Because Donald Trump and Marco Rubio and Pete Heges them plan to take a tour and do a couple killing while they were taking the tour. But they're going to be drugged into this for the long haul. Karen Namard, how are you? They're going to be drugged into this for the long haul. And especially losing their ground base across the region. It's going to be hugely, very, very difficult to conduct sustain an aerial bombardment for an almighty long time. 2-3 weeks, 3 weeks is the most them can continue with this type of war, given the damage that is meted out to their assets in the region already. And given that they have to pull back the floating coffins and flatbeds out of the reach of Iranian missile. So the best time, Donald Trump, to wave the white flag is now. And I'm giving you that advice to save some of our black children life, because a whole heap of our children them are going to end up turn American Epstein sacrifice in this war. Now there's also friendly fallout. There's friendly fallout on both sides of the fence. You have the friendly fallout between the Americans and the Arab League. You also have the friendly fallout between the Americans and the Europeans. Because even in the midst of the British sausage of a prime minister, Donald Trump is still criticizing him, even though he is, as Donald Trump said, uncooperative, unpredictable, and all of that. Don't know if Donald Trump know what uncooperative means. Really don't ask me. Never buck him up at school. When I was going to school, I didn't see Donald Trump, so I don't know if he knows what that means. So there's a huge fallout between the Arab League and the Americans, because they have realized now that America has tricked them and lied to them. And that security shield that America gave them or allude them to, they saw that Iran can send missiles to all of these plastic bags. These defense systems are not worth what they're written on, in the way how Iranian bombs are dropped left, right, and center across the Middle East. And this friendly diplomatic fallout, it will be something in the long haul, because after this war finishes, no matter how long it goes on for, even if it stopped tomorrow, the Middle East, Marcia Thomas, how you do? The Middle East will never be the same again when it comes to the global positioning of it and who is allied to who, Lorraine Smichaels. I'm sure it's quite clear to them that the way America armed Israel to dominate the area, not even their close ally like the Saudi Arabians and the United Emirates where all take up them take up plane get Donald Trump where they which one of them get Donald Trump one whole Boeing and gold and diamond everything. They do these things. They think to say, well then, I'm protected by America. Iran cannot touch me. And that's why the whole of them keep selling out Iran, keep selling out Palestine. They sold out Colonel Gaddafi and all of that. So Iran, when you drop the bomb them, remember one for Colonel Gaddafi for me, please. I beg. Write Colonel Gaddafi name on one of them when you drop them for me. Because we need to drop a bomb in our memory. Because those Arab League people, they sided with those French and the rest of the NATO to take down Gaddafi, kill the independent dream of Africa. I've had it in for the Arab League from then. Can you imagine how joyous is this for me to see they have been punished in my lifetime? Now, the economic fallout, that comes with a global effect. It's yet early days, so people are not really touched by the economic fallout that is to come globally. While the Iranian military has closed the shipping lane that what you call it, the Amos, and then I think it's the Almando thing. I can't recall the name properly. That's another shipping lane that the Houthis have closed that one as well. The closure of those two shipping lanes, while simultaneously bombing oil installation, is going to create a economic backlash for a long time. Now, how long the war goes on is how long we'll be in this for, because once energy prices goes up, it's going to push up everything else. Once energy price goes up, it will put up everything else. If we don't get to a point where we run short, if the world gets into further chaos, if this war becomes bigger and longer. And so, how are you? If it becomes bigger and longer. So I do understand a lot of us don't have the concern now of the economic fallout down the road, but trust me, keep your eyes close on things, because it's bound to happen if this goes on for more than 2 weeks. If this goes on for more than 2 weeks, there is going to be disruption in global supplies. Oil prices and petrol prices already start shooting up. They are going to go higher up. Depends on how long we're in this, depends on how much damage have been done to oil installations across the region, depends on how long the strait is been blocked for. So we must prepare ourselves, even though bombs now fall our direction. But there is going to be a ripple effect. We saw the ripple effects. Norman, how you do? We saw the ripple effects from COVID, how inflation bloated during the start of the Ukraine war. It will get worse in this one because the zone where the war is being fought is very strategic for energy and commerce. Why things are going to get more expensive? Because the ship them going to have to take a different route, go all the way around Africa from the northeast side of Africa, all the way down to South Africa, round West Africa, back up to North Africa, and into Europe. We are going to pay for that. You see, just like Donald Trump imposed all these tariffs the other day, and you, the American consumer, who were hit hardest by them, the American importers are getting back a refund. But you, the American consumers, is getting shit all. So there's going to be ripple effects coming down to our pocket. Looking at the long term, it could be that we run short of certain things, because if energy runs short, a lot of things behind that are going to run short, because production are going to slow down or grind to a halt and all that. So there is so many fallouts happening in this. Now, the fallout with the US and their so-called friendly ally in Europe. Now, Europe since World War II tend to be more principled than the United States in relation to following international law and the norms of it. They are more principled, and that they will adhere to conventions of the United Nations and whatever them sign up to. They're kind of more principled around that, even though they always supported and get dragged into America illegality. We knew Iraq war was illegal. However, with the Iraq war, we remember that astounding speech in the United Nations Security Council from Colin Powell, and that 45 minutes that Saddam could attack them. And we remember the lie of the Dr. dossier in the British Parliament presented by Tony Blair, botched up by him and Alistair Campbell and all of that jazz. This one, Congress didn't play a role in it. Donald Trump just do it on his own. We know from even in his first term, he's not a one that really have respect for the international rule-based order. No, they all know that this war is illegal. It doesn't have a United Nations sanction. It does not have a sanction from the United States Congress. So illegal domestically and internationally. They all know that. This is why they're dithering and dancing all over the place. This is why you have people like Starmer and, the little girl in France there. They decided not to join in the first strike. But after the first strike now, they're coming in and using Arab countries to say they're defending Arab countries. These are the lie they're telling you. They have tourists. They have their expats and their tourists in the area. They have their ally have requested help and all of that. So this is what they're using as a basis in international law to give them legitimacy, because Donald Trump, Article 51 doesn't give them legitimacy because they cannot show where America is being threatened by Iran, or Israel is being threatened by Iran, or they're in any imminent threat or danger by Iran. So the international law, bit of it, them cannot work around it. What Britain especially is trying to do now is, Errol, how you do, is using the tourists them and the expat them whether they and say Arab hit there or allies in the region are asking for support. Now in international law, I forget the article, but if another nation asks you for help, you can do so if another nation invites you for help. But is that really so though, Keir Starmer? Have you been asked to give that help? Or is it that you are gaslighting us to give you a legal pretext to join the war? Giving you are gaslighting us to give yourself a legal pretext to join an illegal war. Just said how you do. Don't gaslight us. You and I went to the same law schools. We read from the same law books. You may be more experienced than me, but at this moment, Keir Starmer, you're not sound any brighter than me. Literally. Because whoever turn up behind you tell you the same thing them, and your mouth just a move through believe say you are so. God help where Epstein is going to drag on. God help where Epstein, even in debt, is going to drag on. We need to look if the Epstein document them still exist online, because while they have the war drawn over with island, we broke down everything and move everything off our internet, and we need to be careful of them. So the Americans have their fallout of the devil them right now. America, I tell you one more time, while you have time, wave the white flag. This is not a war that you can win. And let me tell you why, America. And we're just going to use Afghanistan and Iraq. Afghanistan, America never have a fighting force. They never have the technology to stand up to you. So you just walk in, do what you did, and take over. No. When you walk into Iraq, America, during the 91 war, your father, George Bush, never stopped bombing Iraq for 10, 12 years. Everything that Iraq could put on the sea or in the air, America makes sure before the 2003 invasion, all of that were leveled. So you never have an opposition to push you back and them something there. Your tirade across Latin America and the Caribbean, barring Cuba, you never really face such great opposition. This is the first time in our living memory America is being toppled and contested on the battlefield. If you're observing this war can be deemed as Star Wars when you look over the skies of Israel, Saudi Arabia, and other Middle Eastern countries. It is really the definition of Star Wars we are going through at the moment, because the Americans cannot manage a ground war, not with such a large country. Why do you think they carried out that kidnapping in Venezuela? They cannot carry out a ground war in such a big country. The Americans don't have the manpower to do that anymore. And their old tin pan and jump pans are depleting. See how much of them Iran mash up in a one go. We're in just the fourth day of the war, and America is already pulling back, America pull back and tell we say them are going to come more forceful. From where, America? Unless they are going to come with nuclear, because we know, we know you all are hugely embarrassed at the moment. We're asking North Korea to come in as a cover for Iran. We're asking North Korea to come in as a cover for Iran. Because Israel is and Benjamin netted Epstein. They're unpredictable criminals. And whether America give them okay or not, Benjamin Netanyahu will fire a nuclear weapon because Israel is being decimated. Israel is being decimated. They don't even want the world to see the battering, the good old hiding that the Israelis are getting. So that's the unpredictable. Both of the Antichrist are two unpredictable bunch, especially Donald Trump, who wanted the power. Because what Donald Trump wanted, this is why Donald Trump is going around the world behaving like a mad old fucker. But he's not anyway. I don't know why I said that. Donald Trump admires tough man. Donald Trump is a little bitch that loves gangster men. And in turn, he becomes that butch who then wants to play the gangster. This is why you see he rubs up to Putin. He always tells us he and Xi Jinping are friends. We noticed that love affair he had with Kim in his first term. Donald Trump wants to be seen as one of them tough world leaders, one of them feared world leaders. He know he cannot practice that on the American people because he probably gets shot doing that. So he practiced that against world leaders. Sharon Powell, how you do? He practiced that against world leaders. But while never come out of your business, America, Iran, you're doing well. Continue. Go harder if you must. All right? Harder if you must. While we're going to leave your business to one side, America, and go talk to Dr. Box and Dr. Frey in Jamaica. Wave the white flag while you can, Wave the piece of white cloth while you can. It's the only way out. America, you hear? America, you hear me? It's the only way out. Wave the piece of white cloth while you can. You might never get the chance. But then they have the nuclear weapon. But the Iranians are not afraid to die. And America, you are not the only one who have nuclear weapon. Pakistan is agitated at the moment, America. They're a Muslim country and they're a nuclear country. America, the new Iranian leader think that Iran should have a nuclear bomb. Them have the missile technology. We see how brilliant them are with it, America. America, them have 60% enriched uranium already. Go on. Idle dog, worry sheep, America. America, idle dog, worry sheep. So you wave the white flag while you have time to raise your hand. Come in and know, you're going to get back on the front. You think an innocent baby is this? United Satan and Israel. Do you think this is an armada against defenseless babies? You think this is the defenseless, starving children of Palestine and Yemen, America, Israel, and Saudi Arabia? Bomb them, clot Iran, bomb them. Bomb them. And them thought it. Look how far Donald Trump left from account telling us if he put down weapon. Lick him clot. And when you drop a bomb, drop one for Colonel Gaddafi. Me know I must have celebrate right, you know. No call Dr. Box, then please. Dr. Box. No. We all are fully aware of the healthcare crisis in our country. We're fully aware of the Cornwall Regional White Elephant on one end, and on the other end, the refugee camp of what was Jamaica second biggest hospital in the West, or the biggest hospital in Western Jamaica, I would say. Then we are aware of the corruption, procurement, contract, and management scandal breaking away at the university hospital, the Caribbean premier teaching hospital. Everything but a breakaway up there. We also are aware of the $31 million that we pay for a second-hand drill that costs 5 times less. We're also aware of the $88 million contract that Tufton gave to his sweetheart in one of the major procurement fraud in the Ministry of Health. This department of government is never short of corruption, never short of optics, never also short of being dismissive of how the Jamaican people feel and think, but is also one that is full of promises. Because we remember in the Cornwall Regional Hospital bed debacle the other day where the nurses came out to demonstrate. Tufton blamed Melissa for the bed crisis. Then Dr. Frey came out and told us that we are back to a post-Melissa status, whatever that means, with patient lying on the floor, doctors resuscitating patients on the floor, doctors treating patients and beach bed, patients waiting in emergency waiting room for days before being admitted and to a shambled ward. We are aware of all of that. But then in that latest scandal that broke at Cornwall Regional Hospital when the nurses came out the other day, Dr. P.R. Barks told us of the Dome Hospital that is coming to alleviate the bed situation that we were meant to get last month. Up until now, Dr. Barks still cannot furnish us with another 10th hospital. He can furnish us with bench. He can furnish us with dog. I wonder how many Jamaicans have been treated by the dog on the bench, the wellness bench, and the Dr. Teddy Barks. Them people take with a mug. Them people are mug way out every day. Because for 9 years, a hospital being under refurbishment of a budget of, we were told then, $2 billion. We're up to a budget of over $25 billion, and we don't know how much is going to be disbursed in this financial year? What is the pre-Melissa status? It's very important. If somebody could explain how much are we used to depend on before Melissa, and how much are we still depend on now since Melissa? Because our national health care is a disgrace in our country. And to top it off, the Cuban doctor them with their help save with life. Then take them eve up in the ear for Marco Rubio and say we still have to run back to them to negotiate. Look who, hey, countries of the world, sometimes you want to hold on with a wet rag, you see, and wet it in the river, then strip off on your clothes and beat on you. Because this is the time when the world must properly isolate America. The way how America walk and galang in the world, kidnapping president, assassinating president, killing 160 school girls in one day. Why would this world want to have anything to do with America? America should be isolated and left out there on her own. But everybody still think America is something somewhere and somebody. Me never know Shaggy brought buy some bed for man devil. Shaggy have to do something there, you know. Shaggy have to use his money and do, you know, because Shaggy knows he can't hand over money to the thief them. Shaggy knows if he hand over the money to the thief them, it'll go in a for them and them friend pocket. Exactly. The cheap Venezuela oil, what we used to get oldness cut it off because Donald Trump demand them say follow this and follow that. It's time for the world to make a decision. Do we, because what the world doesn't realize, your constant alignment to America, especially in the Caribbean where America tell we say we can't align to Cuba, we have to align to them because Cuba are the enemy. Who would you prefer align to? A baby killer or a dictator? Look how America walk around the world and are going with them might and them money. Cuba, the look what Cuba have. Cuba training people them to go around the world, go teach and heal. The look what Cuba have. Cuba sending people them around the world to heal and teach. America sending people them around the world for poison way and punch hole in a way. When the world are going to wake up and isolate America and say America is not good for the world, America was never good for the world. And we fool ourselves. The veil lift off our eye, look. Look out on the eye, all right? The veil lifted, look, use on the eye. America was never good for the world. Yes, I understand a lot of us are being fooled and think America good for the world. Is it not plain for you to see? No. What America agenda is blood and gore, disease and violence, crime and drugs and gun. Oh God, I want to know what we're going to take on to see. So the world run by charlatans and gangsters. Good God Almighty. And not even when they act undercover now. They're out in a plane with you. Them out under the street light with it. And not even fancy when they do hide around dark corner and go along with it. And under street light, it's all playing out now. And the world still want a seat at America's table. So I want to abuse children too? Do you want to abuse and murder children? Because that's the only seat you could want America table. The only seat and the only, we want the Israeli them out of the country. We want the Israeli them out of the country ASAP, ASAP. All Israelis should leave Jamaica. You're not welcome. We don't want to know there. We know some criminal murderers and monsters. We don't want to know there. We're asking the Israelis to leave Jamaica and go home. We no thief people and already go on pan the thiefing land. Anyway, I could go about my business before Netanyahu tackle me. But people of Jamaica, the earthquake is coming, yeah? We don't have a health care infrastructure to deal with it. We don't have a first aid primary care infrastructure. We can't even send one ambulance out if an earthquake. We don't have airlifting capability because by the American them come, they have to negotiate how much I will land and aisle them and get first before they come. By then come we dead. But maybe you can save your children, your community, and your lives by stop the drilling, by stand up and force your government to stop the drilling, by force the government to show you the environmental assessment impact. But me know to say all on was just a wait for dead comfortable. So all on we don't love the disaster because we don't get handout out of the disaster. But wake up, Jamaica people, all right? Wake the hell up. Wake the hell up. The gates of hell open. Even though America tries to step back from the edge, they're going to have to walk in. The gates of hell open. Many countries are going to get dragged in. Many countries are going to walk in. We're heading for global turmoil. The only thing can stop this if the brakes go on the war sooner rather than later. The longer it goes on for, which the truth is, I have to say it, this war I'm not in much haste to get it over and done with. The power of America must be diminished. All right? America, wave the white flag, son, while your hand can still move above your head. While your hand can hold above your head, America, wave the white flag. Time is running out. Your defense system is being worn down. When your defense system get depleted, America, hellfire will burn America. We don't care about Israel, you know. But whole heap of God children, whole heap of the children of Africa live in America. The few that Israel now, all you know do, you know go in the bunker. But may I tell the Palestinians them say, prepare for freedom. Prepare yourselves for freedom. It might just be closer than you think. Because if this goes in my favor and goes for 5 months, after 5 months, Israel will lose every appetite for war. They will lose every appetite for war. Thank you for being here tonight. Join us back tomorrow morning when we go back into the trenches of the front line and tell the Americans, make haste while the sun shines, because the sun is certainly going down on the great America. Make America great again. Not on the battlefield, though. Good night.
Too long in our little ghetto. Run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just a try and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Say Rastafari. War and crime. And do that righteousness. And we love. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Jaja. Put time away. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare every the way. Prepare and read the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari. War and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.